The fake rich kid. Let's start with the one nobody admits to being. Mostly because that defeats the purpose. The fake rich kid isn't actually wealthy. She's renting the appearance of wealth one designer item at a time. It runs like a tiny luxury subscription funded by a part-time paycheck, barely stretching every single month. A single real handbag gets carried into every photo she posts, no matter the actual occasion. One pair of expensive sneakers gets worn with absolutely everything, through rain, snow, and job interviews alike. A luxury hotel lobby picture gets taken without ever booking an actual room upstairs at all. It's less dishonesty and more aspiration with a marketing budget of zero. And almost everyone has met one, possibly because her entire skill set involves convincing you not to look too closely at the details. Chapter 2, The Pressure Cooker Kid, which flips the whole rich kids have it easy idea completely. This kid grows up wealthy, sure, but every grade, sport, and life decision arrives preloaded with expectation. Take over the family business, get into the right school, marry the right person who also comes from money. Her life ships with a manual attached. And going off script feels like betraying 3 generations at once. From the outside, this looks like the easiest life imaginable, with private tutors and zero financial stress. From the inside, it can feel like the least free life on this list, since failure is never allowed. Chapter 3, The Nepo Baby, combining nepotism and baby into the most accurate 2-word summary ever produced. It describes a kid who benefits directly from a parent's fame, connections, or industry access instantly. This shows up most in Hollywood, music, and fashion, where daughters of famous actresses land roles outsiders chase for years. Nepo babies insist their own talent got them there, while the internet pulls up the family tree instantly, tracking a celebrity kid's first big break. Back to one favor has become its own internet sport now. And to be fair, some Nepo babies genuinely are talented, which only makes it more annoying for everyone else. Chapter 4, The Trust Fund Kid, who receives steady income from a family trust without needing any job. These trusts usually release money at certain ages or for specific things like education or housing expenses, though some seem to release money mainly for vacations, funding trips instead of anything remotely responsible. Some trust fund kids use the safety net to take big risks and start companies without financial pressure. Others are seen as living without much responsibility, mainly because they simply do not have any at all. The stereotype includes expensive hobbies, constant travel, and a lifestyle that never seems to slow down ever. Online, this has become its own meme format, where trust fund kids jokingly explain their finances to others, which is one way to describe winning a lottery she did not even know she had entered. Chapter 5, The New Money Kid, whose family wealth was earned recently through business, tech, sports, or entertainment. Unlike what's coming up next, New Money is thrilled to be seen and makes sure you see it too. This stereotype is associated with brand new mansions, fast cars, and designer clothing with logos readable from space. New Money families often did not grow up wealthy, so they celebrate success loudly rather than hide it. Critics call this flashy or try hard, while defenders say hiding hard-earned success makes very little sense at all. New Money kids care less about old etiquette, since nobody handed them a rule book, so they wrote their own. Chapter 6, The Old Money Kid, the polar opposite, since old money kids would rather die than show off. Some rich kids want you to know exactly how rich they are, but old money kids never will. Her wealth was built generations ago through real estate, family businesses, or investments quietly growing for decades. The family motto, unofficially, is never talk about it. No loud logos. Nothing that looks like showing off. To an old money kid, looking rich is basically considered a personality flaw worth avoiding at all costs. Instead, she wears plain, well-made clothing that somehow still costs more than your entire car payment. She attends private schools with more history than most countries, learning proper etiquette before long division even. Her home is an old estate passed down for generations. Never newly built, since new would mean new money. These days, this stereotype has a trendier name, stealth wealth, blending in while secretly not blending in at all. The entire goal is to look like she shops at the same store as everyone else, but doesn't. Chapter 7. The Influencer Heir. A newer category built entirely by social media rather than old family tradition. These are daughters of already famous or wealthy parents who build their own following, showing their lifestyle. Unlike Nepo babies in film or music, influencer heirs often need no specific talent at all to succeed. The content is mainly private jets, shopping trips, and behind-the-scenes glimpses that somehow count as a full-time job. This stereotype grew rapidly through reality, television, families, and keep expanding as platforms reward personal content constantly. Critics argue this turns wealth into entertainment, while millions still find unboxing a new car oddly entertaining. Chapter 8. The Self-Made Heir. Often the most respected rich kid since she chooses to build something. This includes daughters of wealthy families who start their own business or work up inside the family company. Some self-made heirs avoid using their family name early just to prove they can succeed without it. That's a noble goal, right up until the family name ends up on the building anyway eventually. Others openly use family resources as a head start but still put in the real work themselves. This stereotype sits in a middle ground, since outsiders rarely call these kids fully self-made at all. But she's still given far more credit than the trust fund kid who never opened a spreadsheet. Chapter 9. The Boarding School Kid. Sent away from home as young as 11 to live at an old academy. These schools produce tight alumni networks that last well into adulthood, mainly from surviving bad cafeteria food together. The stereotype includes strict house systems, formal dress codes, and independence most kids don't experience until college. That mostly means learning to do laundry years earlier than anyone else her age ever manages to. Boarding school kids are seen as more self-reliant but also slightly detached from their own family life. Holidays and short breaks are often the only time anyone sees her at home, if she remembers the way. Chapter 10. The Family Business Kid, who grows up watching her parents run a company of some kind. Whether it's a small chain of restaurants or a sprawling corporation, she's expected to join it eventually. Unlike the trust fund kid who simply receives money, the family business kid is put to work early. She starts in entry-level roles to learn the business from the ground up, right alongside everyone else. This happens right around the same time her friends are still figuring out their college major choice. This carries built-in tension, since some are seen as hardworking while others skip straight to management unfairly. Family dinners often double as unofficial board meetings, and nobody ever quite finishes dessert before quarterly numbers come up. Please subscribe.